So I want to talk about a couple of things. I want to talk about Bitcoin. I want to talk about where I get my cleaning supplies from, because that's a question that I get a lot, especially on Facebook for some reason. So I'm going to answer those two questions. I'm going to start off with the quick one first. Where I get my supplies from, right? So I get my cleaning supplies from AJSimmonsOnline.com. I now have cleaning supplies available on my site, and they're not drop ship products. They are the actual products that I do get affiliate commissions from. So therefore, I don't mark the prices up. I just get them, and then I promote them to you guys, and then I will get a commission if you buy through my site, right? And so the good thing about it, if you get it from my site, then I'm picking the good product that I know that you will need, and not just any product, all right? Shout out Joe Bell. He said, what up, AJ? How's life? Life is great. Life is also busy. As you can see, I haven't been up here in probably about a week now. I haven't posted a video, so definitely always good to be back, man. I appreciate you always being here live with me. So look, let's talk about this Bitcoin thing, right? I don't know if y'all noticed. Shout out Arnaldo Camarina. Bitcoin just went down about $1,200, $1,300 like just now. You know, I actually just checked my Bitcoin wallet, and so is the bubble about to burst. Here's my thing about the perfect time to buy, unless it drops some more, and then it's going to be an even better time to buy, right? Because here's my thing on Bitcoin. I don't think it's going anywhere. I think it's going to get bigger. That's just my philosophy. It took me a while to get on board with it, but they always say don't knock it till you try it. And so as soon as I tried it, I immediately started doing more and more research on it, and I realized, you know what, I like this thing, right? So I recommend that people get into Bitcoin, because even if Bitcoin, and not just Bitcoin, but whatever cryptocurrency that you feel like you can trust, right? So I'm invested in Bitcoin, and I'm invested in Litecoin as well. I didn't do Ether. My wife did Ether, so those are the big three: Bitcoin, Ether, and Litecoin, for those who aren't really that educated on it. But I would tell you this: the returns in Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies in general right now are returns that you haven't seen in any like stocks or anything like that. That's why it's such a big mania around it right now. And I usually steer away from stuff that seem like a fad. But in this particular case, I had no choice but to go into it, right? So I recommend that you get into it. What I don't recommend is that you put your whole life savings in it. I don't recommend that you pour it into it and treat it as an investment vehicle, because at the end of the day, it was created to be a currency, right? And so the whole purpose is to trade your current currency for that currency, which is value higher, and then you can use it as a means of, like, as money, okay? But being that a lot of places and companies aren't accepting these cryptocurrencies yet, sorry about that, a lot of places aren't accepting them yet, then it's hard to use it as a God. Alright, that's my work phone. But anyway, a lot of people aren't accepting cryptocurrencies yet, right? So you can't really use them. So in the meantime, what you can do is you can store them up and use them as cash equivalents. So give me 1 second. Pulling up to my house, I gotta put the code in. Alright, so in the meantime, what you can do again is use them as cash equivalents and build up your net worth. And then also you can pump and dump on them, where you buy it today at $5 grand and then you sell it tomorrow for 10 grand, because it's gonna put everything you got put everything you have into it. However, definitely get involved, because I think that cryptocurrency in general, in some form or fashion, will be the future of money. So start learning it now, and you'll probably see some good returns in it while you're at it too, while you're learning. All right, let's get to some questions. Let's see here. Let me park, and then I'm going to get to these questions. All right, Charles Johnson said, I'm torn. Start your own or franchise. I always tell people to start off trying to find accounts on your own. After a few months, if you don't feel like it's working fast enough for you, then go buy a franchise, because with a franchise, you're guaranteed to go make some money, right? You're guaranteed that you're going to give you the amount of business that you bought into, right? So that's number one. And then the other thing is, it always depends on, too, your level of, I never said this part before, so I'm going to give y'all something new to think about. I think it also depends on your level of, I guess, comfort in a professional setting, or your level of expertise, so to say. So for example, if you know you're not really computer literate, if you know you don't know how to invoice, how to keep those type of things together, then maybe you go on a franchise starting off might be better for you, right? Because you need to know how to track and invoice. You need to know how to invoice your customers. You need to know how to do billing, calculate prorated bills, those type of things, right? You need to know how to put together a contract. If you bought a starter kit, then you already know how to do a proposal, because it comes with a proposal in the kit. But other than that, that's my overall theory. I always start off trying to find your own customers, start trying to do it from the ground up, and if you struggle with it from after a few months, then go out there and buy a franchise. James Hanna says, how do you invest in Bitcoin? How do I get started? You download the what is it? Damn. It's an app that you download, and I just forgot it. Coinbase. Download the Coinbase app and get up there. You put in your regular information just like you would with any other app that you were doing financial transactions on. So they're going to want your social, they're going to want your bank, however you're going to fund it, whether it be a debit card or a bank account. You get on Coinbase, get on the Coinbase app, and that's it. So with Coinbase, you can trade the three biggest cryptos, which is Litecoin, Ether, and Bitcoin. All right, so, and you can choose between them and look through them. I can tell you what, if you have experience in stock investing, it is a lot easier to examine the cryptos when you're looking at it and invest. However, they're not the same, right? Because when you're looking at stocks, you're looking at equity inside a company. When you're looking at cryptos, you're looking at another form of currency. You don't own any part of a company, right? So they're not the same. However, it is similar when you're trying to evaluate how you should invest, what you should invest. The one thing I really do want to point out is this, though, on it is you don't have to have enough money to buy a whole coin, right? So you don't have to have, even though Bitcoin is trading at what, 17 grand, right, somewhere around there today, you don't have to have 17 grand to invest in Bitcoin. You can invest in Bitcoin with $10, right? You'll just own a very, very small portion of a Bitcoin, okay? And you can actually still make a return on that investment. All right, Joe Bell says, where did you say you buy your cleaning supplies? I buy them from ajsimmonsonline.com. I now have cleaning supplies available. And actually, if you go on my site now, you'll notice that it's a little bit more organized. I have different sections. I have cleaning business tools sections where you can find anything on starting your cleaning business or anything for practical learning how to do your cleaning business, etc., etc. Then I have cleaning supplies section, which is where you go to actually order supplies and equipment. And then I have other sections too, such as Shopify, training, real estate, etc., etc. A lot of those other sections aren't filled up yet. What I'm doing is I'm taking all of the information that we discussed in the Mastermind Group, and I'm going to start putting them into those different sections, so that way when the Mastermind Group members want to look up stuff that we talked about previously, instead of searching our group, they can also just go to that store and download the particular thing or subject that they're looking for, right? And then also for people who aren't in the group, if you just want to get that one individual subject matter, then you just click on that and purchase that individually versus buying a membership to the Mastermind Group. However, you will come up a lot cheaper if you just join the Mastermind Group, right? Let's see. Joe Bell also says, I will be in that Mastermind Group once I get some cash flow, but for now, all my cash goes into the business. Absolutely. Smart thing to do. And again, the Mastermind Group membership fees are tax deductible. You can write them off on your taxes. So the Mastermind Group is just like any other bill that I tell you all about. So just like when you first start in a cleaning business, I always tell people that don't worry about insurance from the very beginning. The only time if you get a customer, you're about to close them, and they say, let me see a copy of your insurance, your W-9 and all of that. That's when you go and hurry up and get some insurance, right? You just tell them, hold up, I'll send that over to you. Then you hurry up, get some quotes, and then you go ahead and get that information and send it over to them. That's all you got to do. But until you get some cash flow coming in, don't worry about insurance. So just like with the Mastermind Group, until you get some cash flow coming in, you might not want to worry about joining the Mastermind Group because there's a recurring fee coming out. Now, I know people like certain people in the group that paid the one pay option, which was $297, and you don't have to worry about monthly payments. So that could be another option too. You can just use that $297 one-time payment as part of your startup costs, and you can deduct it on your taxes that way. All right. Now, I have people in the group who joined who didn't start their business yet, and just to name one person in particular. If I can remember, I'm horrible at remembering my people's name once we get on these videos. never mind, I won't name her, but she joined the group before she actually started her business, and it did wonders for her. Matter of fact, I know Mike Smith, I remember his name. I think he did the exact same thing. Right before he closed the deal on buying his franchise, he joined the group first, and it did wonders for him. We had another young lady here recently who joined before she started. I'm not sure if she ever got started off the ground yet, but I know she joined just in case that if she did get started, she wanted to make sure that she had everything she needed, right? And I made the fee low enough that if somebody does join and then later on decide, hey, you know what, I don't want to do a cleaning business yet, it's still low enough that you really didn't take a loss. If anything, they paid for that knowledge to come to the conclusion that they didn't want to start a cleaning business. Then also, the group is still helpful for people who aren't in the cleaning business, because here recently we're talking more about Bitcoin and Shopify than we are even about the cleaning business here recently. We always talk about cleaning business, but it's not the only thing. So let's see what else we got. Devin Bankson said, what you think about business credit? Here's what I think about business credit. I think it's extremely important. I think that at some point everybody should try to strive to get business credit. Unfortunately, I was late to the game. I should have been on business credit, to be honest with y'all. So that's part of one of the reasons why I haven't sold my franchise yet, is because of business credit, actually. Because I already got a line of business credit for one, just off of my books. Nobody checked my credit. I didn't, because I have recurring income coming in on my books. I have, they can see there's an actual business going on. So I was able to get some credit there, but I'm trying to apply for a very large line of credit, and then I'm gonna go buy real estate with it through my business credit. But anyway, that's the next step. That was something else I wanted to say about that, but I'm gonna keep rolling. Brent Humes said, shout out Brent Humes. He said, Jan Pro said they have insurance when I had the meeting. It's called Gold Insurance, I think. Right. So I was talking to people who wanted to start without a franchise when I said wait to get your insurance. If you're going to buy a franchise, your insurance is already included with the franchise. When they take their fees, the insurance fee is part of that. However, eventually, as you get bigger, maybe past the 6-figure mark per year or more, then you might start want to start shopping around for your own insurance outside of the franchise, because you might be able to save some money, but you might not. It all depends on where your state is, because the rates change from state to state. Like if I look for insurance outside of the franchise in Florida, I might not save money on the fees for the insurance, but in Virginia I definitely did. Let's see. David Edmonds said, King AJ, keep the knowledge coming. Definitely, I appreciate y'all for watching. Keep the motivation in the comments coming, because y'all keep me going. Joe Bell said, when you start on your own, would you recommend Thumbtack or HomeAdvisor or other sites? I've never used Thumbtack, but I have heard of people getting a lot of leads from it. So again, same thing with Thumbtack and HomeAdvisor. HomeAdvisor I actually have used, and what I will say is, if you can afford it, do it, because they will send the leads and it will keep coming. And obviously, going door to door never gets old. Like, it's the oldest thing in the book, but it still works to this day, and it's free, other than the gas that you got to use to get there. But if you can add additional ways to get customers other than just door to door, so if you can add those things and do it, absolutely have them do them. Now with HomeAdvisor, be careful, because they will send you some bogus leads, so you need to make sure that when they do that you go back and you dispute those leads, so they can give you a credit back for it. What else we got? My comments disappeared. Give me a second. Okay. Or is door to door the best way? So door to door is the best way. I didn't see that was your next question, but yeah, door to door is the best way to me. Just because somebody today, you can walk in on somebody today who just cussed out their cleaning company and decided, you know what, I need to look for somebody new, and you walk in on the perfect time. I can tell you that that's just the way to go. Point blank period. All right. And I have some methods on what to say when you go out there. I also have videos on what to say when you go out there inside the Mastermind Group. And then as well as inside the starter kit, it actually shows you step by step what to do on that. Brent Hume said, in the paperwork it says you're locked in Jan Pro for 10 years. Is that true? Could I get out early if I need to be? Yes, if you want to get out before then, you just sell the franchise. Excuse me. Sell the franchise, whether it be selling your whole franchise to another individual who wants to buy in, or selling it back to the franchise itself, or that's pretty much the only way to get out of it, right? But you can get out of it by simply selling out. I wanted to answer another question about that, but if nobody asked that question, I won't answer it, right? Because I don't want to keep giving up too many free jewels and cheat my mastermind group. All right, David Edmonds says, do you have a video about sacrifice? Going from $70,000 a year job to start your own business, making a lot less. I definitely do. I think that if you go back and you listen to, like, I probably got maybe 400 videos on this channel and probably another 300 on my other channel, which is just AJ Simmons, not AJ Simmons Everybody Eats. But definitely, because I talk about that a lot, because that's nothing but facts, man. Like, if you watch my growth from the beginning, and he said I ain't trying to be off topic. No, that was a perfect point though, because people need to know that. And so if you watch my growth over time, you can see I started off talking about making 6 figures in 6 months. If you go watch that video, and I was talking about how I was making 6 figures because I was doing about 40 grand from my cleaning business. I was doing about 40 from my day job, and then I had the YouTube money, and I had a rental property, and I think that might have been the only incomes. I think my ebook too. So, but as I finished telling everybody how I got to that point, what I had to go back and explain to them too at the end was, that's not your money. The business money is not your money. And I had to learn that. I didn't know that from scratch. So a lot of y'all coming in now, I'm telling you that. And so people are starting to wise up to that fact. And so you're getting a very huge head start, understanding that when you make 70 grand in your business, you probably only taking home about what, 20 grand of that. You know what I mean? So like, it's not your money. Okay. That's the company's money. You got to reinvest. You got to pay people. If you were to franchise, you got to pay franchise fees, all type of stuff. Let's see. Joe Bell said, all right, big dog, be easy. My phone is dying. Yeah, I'm about to get off myself because I'm approaching 20 minutes. So, but I thank y'all for being here. I'm always happy when I come back after being away for a while and y'all still here ride with me. So I appreciate that. Definitely. If you got any requests for videos, let me know. Unfortunately, something. I don't know what that was. Okay. But yeah. I will talk to y'all soon if y'all, okay, another question right off. Kids, right? Because that's a tax credit. So you got tax deductions and tax credits. And anything that's a credit, you can get a actual check tax deduction, a $10,000 tax deduction because you bought a new vehicle for the company. Then if you were supposed to, if you owed $5,000 in taxes and then you got to deduct, you were able to deduct 10,000 of that, well, you'll just bring your tax owed to zero. But if that was a $10,000 tax credit instead of $10,000 tax deduction, then you would get a credit of the $5,000. So anything that's a tax credit instead of a tax deduction is the best tax write-off. So that would be kids. That would be if you qualify for the Obamacare tax credits with the healthcare stuff. Those are some new good ones, but we don't know how long that's gonna be there now. And then what was the other one? It's another good tax credit too. I can't think of, but the earned income tax credit, obviously, if you qualify for that, child tax credit, etc. Calvin Dorsey says, thanks as always. The information and for the information and your time. Thank you, Calvin, and I appreciate y'all. I will talk to y'all soon. If you got any video suggestions, definitely submit them in via comment. I will talk to y'all soon. Thank y'all for subscribing, watching, commenting, and sharing. I appreciate y'all. AJ Simmons.